I was asked to do a video showing how to make the hot cocoa recipe from yesterday. So I'm gonna go through that with you guys really quickly. It's very simple to do. So let's go through the ingredients and we can get started. So what I've got is my mix of cocoa powders, and you're welcome to use any mix or one cocoa powder that you like, depending on how much chocolate flavor you like in your hot cocoa. I'm using 2 teaspoons of red Dutch processed cocoa, 2 teaspoons of regular Dutch processed cocoa, and then 4 teaspoons of natural cocoa powder. I've got 8 tablespoons of sugar, or a half cup of sugar, and then I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, I believe is what the recipe said. And then I've also got my combo of chocolate chips here, which are bloomed, but it's okay. It's fine. It's gonna melt, whatever, it's fine. So that's, let's see, I've got the 63% cocoa in here, and then I've got the semi-sweet chocolate chips in here. Okay, and then I've also got my half teaspoon of vanilla for later. I've got my alcohol of choice. I'm using bourbon today because I'm out of whiskey, and bourbon is my favorite, okay? And then I'm using the plant-based milk. I'm choosing to use almond milk because that's what I have, because we lactose over here, so we don't want those problems. So let's go ahead and mix. So first I'm gonna go ahead and add the sugar into my big mug. You can do this on the stovetop too, but this will all go in the microwave. And this makes 2 servings if you want to share, but if you don't, this is a lot of hot cocoa to drink, but by all means, why not? So I'm gonna add all of my dry ingredients to make my cocoa powder mix, or excuse me, my hot cocoa mix. And you know what would be cool is if you like made this mix and then packaged it and gave it as a gift or something for people for the holidays. And you can even do the thing like they used to do back in the day where they like layered stuff in mason jars and made it all cute and whatnot and such, which you could do that with this. That's a good way to be festive and stuff. So I've got all my dry stuff mixed together. Now I'm gonna add my chocolate chips in here and just get it all stirred together. It'll all melt down. Okay, so all our dry stuff is in there. Now we're gonna add our milk. So hopefully I got enough in here. And if you don't, use water, won't hurt, like Craig's mom said. So let me not spill this. I'm gonna go ahead and pour. Okay. Now gently stir. If you've got a bigger mug than this, then, you know, go off. But I don't at the moment. So I'm just stirring just to make sure that like everything is wet up. It's not gonna dissolve because the cocoa powder just doesn't do that right away. And you can also cut the recipe in half, obviously, and make it in a smaller mug if it's, you know, you just want 1 serving. Okay, so I think that's good enough. Now I'm gonna microwave this, and I'm gonna do it in 1-minute intervals until, you know, it looks good and everything's melted. Let me add the vanilla. I don't want to forget that, because that is important. Vanilla is a great balancer of chocolate flavor. So yeah. And then I also added the salt in there just because it enhances the sweetness and the chocolate flavor and the vanilla. So like it all gets popping together once you add the salt. Okay, so I'm gonna microwave this and then I will be back. Here's where we're at after a minute, and I'm gonna whisk using my Taste Tutor whisk. Isn't it cute? It's on the website. So you can hear that the chips are still Some of them are still intact, but I'm gonna stir and then put it back in the microwave for another minute. And I'll probably do this 1 or 2 more times and we'll be ready to drink. So while we're waiting for that to microwave, I'm gonna go ahead and pour my alcohol of choice. You don't have to add alcohol to this if you don't want to, but the recipe calls for it because it's a cocktail or whatever. So I'm gonna use bourbon. Don't you guys, so I made this shot glass. I don't even know when. Oh, you know what? I was visiting one of my best friends in New Orleans and we went to go paint, you know, ceramic things or whatever. So I made this shot glass and I was trying to do like, you know, low-key Ankara Kente kind of vibes or whatever. And then look, when you finish your shot, there's a smiley face. Isn't that cute? This is definitely more than 1.5 ounces. So the ones that they have at those like ceramic places, I don't know, they're just bigger. Maybe because they're ceramic, but you know, it's cute, right? Okay, I did a lot of talking and no pouring. Let's do that. Okay, and then I heard the microwave, so let's pull that out. Yo, I don't want to speak too early, but I'm so proud of myself for not spilling yet, because that is usually something that happens generally in my life on a regular basis. Okay, so the chocolate is more melted, so we're just gonna stir to get it more incorporated, and we're gonna mix one more time. And obviously this is a lot easier, I guess, or not easier, but consistent when you do it on the stove top, because there'll be a consistent heat source. You don't have to keep taking it out to stir. But with that being said, you want to excuse me, be careful, because you don't want to burn or scald your milk, especially if you're using cow's milk. Okay, all right, I think one more time should do it, and then we can move on to the next step. All right, doesn't it look like hot cocoa with the little white part on the top? Like the fuzzy, sudsy look. Totes. Okay, so then all the chocolate chips are melted and everything's well incorporated. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my bourbon. Okay. Feel free to use as much, you know, that alcohol as you want. A standard shot is 1.5 ounces, but you know, live your life responsibly, but live your life. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside, and then I'm gonna do the marshmallows. So I ran out of marshmallows doing the pictures yesterday, so I made some. So I'm gonna toss them in this powdered sugar so that they don't stick to my hands when I'm getting ready to use them. And then I'm going to toast these. So hold on just 1 second and I'll show you how to do that. I went ahead and dusted them all off, and I grabbed a skewer and poked one of them. So I'm gonna do this one first over the flame. So be very careful with this. So I just like constantly rotate it. You can see it's, if it catches on fire, you gotta blow it out. But like that. Oh, shoot, okay. Yeah, like that. Isn't it pretty? I'm gonna put it back into powdered sugar just so it doesn't stick to myself or anything else. Like that. And then we're just gonna do the next one the same way. So I'm gonna poke it, take it over the flame, spin it around just to get it toasted. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna do one more. So I'll take my skewer, poke it like so, bring it over to the flame, spin it around like that. Okay, like that. And then put it down. So that's like a, you know, if you're really about that life, you could do all that. You could also just use the marshmallows as is. You don't have to toast them, but you know, aesthetics or whatever. And then that's pretty much it. I'm going to assemble the hot chocolate and I will show you the finished product. The marshmallows have been toasted, and then we've got our hot cocoa, so we're just going to drop them in. Ideally, you would do your marshmallows first before you even make your hot cocoa so that they're ready when the cocoa is hot. So let's drop them in like that. And do 3. And there you have it, folks. Toasted marshmallow, boozy hot cocoa. Boozy is optional. I hope you guys try this recipe and you enjoy. Have a great day. Bye.